Hey guys, so I'm being called to come on here and share a message that I think is very important. And the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is share this video with others, post it on your social media, as well as like, subscribe, and leave me comments because it really helps for things to move around. So I was just outside in my sky show meditation, observing things that are going on, and messages were coming through. So I'm hearing more and more people come out offering you a DNA activation. So important that your DNA activate. When you activate, then you can access all these things that your DNA needs to activate, but you've got to activate your DNA in order to be activated, in the DNA. And I'm here to tell you that my guides are strongly on the other side of that. And so the activations are set by you. Every spark, every part and particle of your cellular memories are set by you, whether it's by a timing chain on when it's going to activate and what's going to assist you to activate. But it's also from expanding the mind. Expanding the mind, not just the heart. Emotions are created with the mind and associated with feelings, okay? So you can have an emotion that affects a thought, and you can have a thought that affects emotion. And so I'm saying this from my personal experience. I am not a scientist, and quite frankly, I don't trust half of them out there for what it is they're telling you about how you're supposed to feel. Now, if someone poked me, pricked me with a pin, there may be a pain scale, but that pain scale might not even be at all what I'm feeling. Mine could be off that freaking chart or not on the chart at all. So you see where I'm going with this. Going outside of yourself for activations of your DNA is giving your freaking power away. It's saying, oh, I need to pay to do this in order for me to get this. Now, you're not taking a course on how to activate your DNA. You can simply know that you hold the power. I had a conversation with somebody the other day who said, what was she talking about? She was talking about not being able to exceed at something. And I said, well, that's on you. She said, what do you mean? I said, well, if part of your mind says you really want to exceed, and there are portions of your mind that want to trip you up and don't want to succeed, they also hold power. And there can be this power struggle. And you hold the power on whoever wins. Because if one chord is up there that says, I'm not going to succeed, it's going to get set up that many things trip you up, including other people, places, and things. And then you wind up blaming, well, it was because of that I didn't. But what you're not understanding is you are setting that up. So there has to be a 100% or close to it of a conviction of what it is that you want to see yourself doing. So with that being said, I said something else. I said, remember when you didn't pass a test that you really wanted to pass. And then I said to you, what did you set up that could have hindered that? You said nothing. I wanted it. I wanted the whole thing. I wanted it. It was going to be mine. And there's no reason why for that to happen. I don't know what happened. And I said, then 3 weeks later, you said, oh, I'm so glad I didn't pass because now I get to rest. I get to rest before the next course comes along. And I said, Aha. And therein lies the dual thinking. There was a thought, and then there was a big defense. I'm going to do this. And then there was this, oh yeah, I did have a thought that if I didn't pass, I could then do X, X, and X and rest. And then, so you do see what I'm saying? Your DNA knows who you are. Your DNA knows who you are. And so if you have a yearning for learning, then expand yourself with the availabilities that are out there for you to learn. If you honestly believe that you could call me up and pay me money to activate you, I guarantee you I could activate you because you held the thought that you could pay me to activate you. So you're going to believe what you're going to believe. Do you see where I'm going with this? You hold the power, my friends. Every bit of it. Every positive, every negative. And that doesn't mean good and bad. That's an experience of. And you hold it. And much of the time, those threads of fear-based stuff is a protection mechanism so that you don't succeed at something. So there's a whole lot of things I could go into right now that I go into clients on individual basis, but that's not important right now. The important thing is that you don't have to go outside of yourself to pay someone to activate you. You can go take a course. You could read some new material. You could open new synapses in the brain, because every time you learn something, you're expanding that and creating more. And then perhaps through that learning, those tiers of learning, physical tiers, and then the actual tiers of levels, then you're expanding out to maybe some other possibilities, and then you get a spark on something else. Okay? For me, when 2020 hit, I said, okay, this is my time to practice my sight. So I went out every day with absolutely no agenda, but to see what was going to be shown to me. And that is how I developed my sight. I didn't need anyone to tap me on the shoulder and say, you have the gift of sight. That part of your DNA is activated. No, my friends. You can take intuition courses, and you could do things that build self-confidence and self-esteem in yourself. Okay? You can place the ego over here, a little bit over out of front and center. And you can bring in that pineal gland with your inner eyes and that heart center and open up a whole different trailways to inner understanding. Yeah. But you don't have to pay somebody to activate you. You can listen to specific type of music and have the notes and the chords and set your intentions before listening to that music, or listening to someone's vocals, or listening to the birds and the bees. If you can find some. I'm having a hard time finding them lately. Go within, trust thyself by knowing thyself, and place your peace of mind there. And look at everything as a stepping stone to becoming more and more and more of you, towards that more of the awareness of the God spark, because you already are the God spark. Okay? They're saying I'm going to have more on this, but I don't like to let my videos go too long. So just know you are enough. Focus on your column of light. Own it. Own it. Strut it, constrict it, expand it. Yes. And that will also open and broaden the heart. And it will echo out your desires further, because you're getting rid of the shingles of fear and past programming. You want to get to some raw material. The me, myself, and I, of the you of the universe. All right? If you have questions, comments, concerns, leave me messages. Go to my website, I'm happy to help you on this journey. You don't need a lot of this other stuff. You just need to be able to stand up and walk on your own 2 feet and be strong in that anchoring, that column of light. That's all you need. That's your starter package, my friends. All right.